You're waiting for the right moment, and that makes sense. Who wouldn't want to take action when everything feels perfectly lined up? But here's something most people don't realize. The very problems you think are holding you back, like not knowing enough, fear of what others might say, or worrying you're not ready, are the exact things that successful people use to move ahead. The uncertainty, the fear, the need for more preparation. They didn't just push past those doubts, they found a way to make those doubts work in their favor, moving forward faster than everyone else. Which is why, what if you think the things that are holding you back aren't holding you back at all? What if they were the keys to making progress right now, in ways you've never even considered? That's what I've learned, and it's this reason that I'm able to take massive action when others are stuck waiting for the right time. In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to do it, how I make bold, decisive moves without overthinking, second-guessing, or needing every detail in place. You'll learn how to turn what feels like hesitation into the very thing that propels you forward. By the end, you'll see how easy it is to move faster, achieve more, and get ahead when you stop seeing your doubts as problems and start using them as opportunities. Let's dive in. Let's start with the thing that's probably going through your mind right now. I'm just not ready yet. You've probably been telling yourself this for a while, that when you have more knowledge, more experience, more time, then you'll start making moves. And look, I get it. It makes sense to want everything lined up before you act. Who wouldn't want to be fully prepared before stepping into something big? But here's the reality. That ready feeling you're waiting for, it's a myth. It's not coming. In fact, it doesn't even exist. I'm not saying this to discourage you. Quite the opposite. I'm telling you this because it's the key to unlocking everything you've been holding back on. The real problem isn't that you're not ready, it's that you're waiting for conditions to be perfect, when in fact, the most successful people out there are the ones who realize the magic doesn't happen when everything's in place. The magic happens when they move forward despite everything being out of place. So this is the first big shift I want you to grasp. You don't need everything to be perfect to start. In fact, the imperfections, the unknowns, the fears, those are your greatest assets. Think about it. Everyone else is waiting for the stars to align. Everyone is holding back, thinking they need more time, more information, more certainty. But the few who succeed are the ones who understand that by the time they feel ready, it's already too late. The moment has passed. The real opportunity lies in stepping forward before you feel 100% ready. It's in those moments of uncertainty that you gain the edge. It's the action that you take now in the midst of all the doubt that separates you from everyone else who's still waiting for the perfect time. Now let me explain why this shift is so powerful. Most people think that planning, preparing, and perfecting will eventually lead them to take action. But more often than not, all that thinking just leads to more thinking. It's a trap. You just keep telling yourself you're getting closer to the right moment, but all you're doing is pushing the goal further away. Here's what I've learned. Action creates clarity, not the other way around. You don't figure things out in your head and then take action. You take action, make mistakes, learn from those mistakes, and then get clearer at what you need to do next. Think of it like this. You can't see beyond the horizon right now, but every step you take brings you closer to the horizon, and the closer you get, the more the landscape starts to reveal itself. Suddenly, what once seemed hidden or distant comes into view. Each step brings new clarity, and that's how you discover the next move you need to make. You may be worried about something unexpected coming up, something you're not prepared for. But here's the truth. That moment will never come. Why? Because as you take each step, the next step reveals itself. You always have time to adapt. You learn as you go. The more you move, the more prepared you become for what's ahead. That's why it's not about having all the answers up front. It's about trusting that every step you take will reveal the answers you're looking for. Successful people aren't successful because they know everything up front. They're successful because they move, they act, they course correct along the way. Every step forward, no matter how messy, gives them more information, more insight, and more momentum. They trust the process, knowing that the answers will unfold as they get closer to their goal. Let me give you an example. A while back, I wanted to launch a new project, something I'd been thinking about for months. I kept telling myself I needed more research, more preparation, but every day I delayed, I noticed someone else was making progress on something similar. So I finally decided to jump in. Not because I was ready, but because I realized the longer I waited, the more I was losing. I launched the project before I had everything figured out. And guess what? It wasn't perfect. There were mistakes, missteps, things that I didn't expect. But because I started, I learned faster, I adjusted, I improved, and within months, I was far ahead of where I would have been if I'd kept planning. The key takeaway here, progress beats perfection every time. Now I know what you're probably thinking, but what if I make the wrong move? That's where the most most people get stuck. They fear the wrong step, so they take no step at all. But here's the thing, even if you make the wrong move, you're still better off than standing still, because every action, right or wrong, pushes you forward in some way. It either gets you closer to where you want to be or teaches you a lesson that helps you course correct. That's why this is the next shift I want you to embrace. Hesitation isn't the enemy, it's a signal. It's a sign that you're on the edge of growth. Instead of letting hesitation stop you, use it to push you forward. Every time you hesitate, ask yourself, what's the smallest action I can take right now? It doesn't have to be big. In fact, starting small is often the best way to break free from overthinking. But once you start, you'll notice that action has a way of creating its own momentum. One small step leads to another, and before you know it, you're making real progress. I want you to leave with this final shift: the power of imperfect action. Perfection is a mirage. It's something you think you need, but in reality, it's what's holding you back. The most successful people are the ones who understand that imperfection is where growth happens. They don't wait for the perfect plan, the perfect time, or the perfect conditions. They act and adjust along the way. By taking imperfect action, you put yourself ahead of everyone who's still waiting. You gain the experience they never gain, and you learn the lessons they never learn. You get results faster than anyone who's stuck in their head. So here's what I want you to do. Stop waiting for the perfect moment. It's not coming. Instead, embrace the imperfections, the doubts, the fears. Use them as fuel to move forward. Take that first step, even if it's small. Do something now, because every action you take, no matter how small, gets you closer to your goal. So remember this, the key to taking massive action isn't having everything figured out. It's about moving forward even when you don't feel ready. It's about recognizing that the things you think are holding you back are actually the keys to your success. So stop waiting. Take that first step. Use your doubts as fuel. And watch how quickly you start making progress while everyone else is still waiting for the perfect time.